two other business partners, I began to organize social events for lesbians of color at the time. Myself and I had two other business partners, and we were a perfect fit. We would rent restaurants and invite women to come and sort of amass a mail list. And women would come from all over the region. And on any holiday night, the group was called Hospitality Atlanta. It would not be odd to have 700 to 800 women exclusively packed into a beautiful restaurant we hired police at the door and would not let a man in. And from those events, we had softball leagues and softball teams, and major picnics and whatnot. It was just a great, at that time we thought, organization. We made a lot of money. And we did that for nearly 10 years. And when we got older and decided we didn't want to do it anymore, decided, well, what are we going to do with this mail list? And from that mail list, I decided to launch a magazine. The gay and lesbian political community began to pay attention to the fact that we could bring numbers of black lesbians and gays together through the work that we were doing. And then when the magazine was launched, surely we began to get contacted by HRC, Human Rights Campaign, and the Victory Fund, and many of the gay organizations who are doing a lot of work right now. And it was a very important part in the early 90s of the work that they were doing, because at that time they were being told by local politicians and regional politicians and national politicians that, okay, you guys are a group of rich white gay men, and you want us to change laws just for you. No, we don't see a coalition of people here. So it was important then to be able to raise up or show a Charlene Cothran or a Venus magazine to say, oh no, there's a huge, vibrant black gay community. Look at that through the pages of Venus magazine. So we were an important part of what they were trying to present. The strategy is always to get one little foot in the door, when in fact, the plan means we're going to take over the whole thing. Well, why don't we just get a statement, Mr. School Board President, in your school board policy that you simply acknowledge the fact that we will not fire a gay teacher, or that there may be some gay students that we're going to be okay with, not trying not to be prejudiced toward them through our policy. We just want one little statement in the booklet, when in fact the plan is to take over the whole school system, as we see now 15 years later is happening. There's always just, that's the strategy, just to get in under the wire, and then once you get enough of our people in, then to do some major work. I was asked to help with domestic partnership, get the domestic partnership bill passed in Atlanta, Georgia. And they helped to train me to go in and speak with council people and to speak with the mayor. And of course, they chose not only people of color, but also people who were landowners. Of course, I owned a home at that time. And people who had a good, strong voting record. That was also very important. And so we would go in under the wire, and basically what we were trained is that don't talk to anybody else about this. All we want to do is get in, talk to the council people. We don't even want the church folk to understand that this vote is coming up soon. We want to be able to fill the auditorium on vote day with all gay and lesbian landowners, so that the politicians will say, my God, we kind of have to do this. That's the strategy. That's the strategy. They were able to infiltrate media. And even people, I look at people who started out even with my small publication. People who started out with Venus magazine and were able to take, tear sheets from our book, are now working for some major newspapers. Working for Bloomberg, working for the New York Times, working for Condé Nast. And so it's so true. It's like they gays and lesbians run major media in this country. They just do. And I'm not sure how many, if the church really, well, maybe the evangelical church realizes that. But gays and lesbians really are at the forefront of major media decisions. And so then sitcoms. Every sitcom, I've heard that every sitcom is going to have a gay character, and it's coming true. It really is. And of course, now gay characters have major talk shows. They really have taken over media. Why? Because media speaks directly into the minds of young people. And that's how you change society, by changing the mind of the youngest person.